Hey guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter Reviews Stuff. And today I am sitting in my backyard because I have been trying to do different places for each of my review videos. If you've been watching it for a while now, I think this is like my 9th or 10th video on this channel. I'm having so much fun on this channel. Thank you guys for watching. It is a mixture of food and gadgets and TV shows and movies and all kinds of stuff, and I'm just having the time of my life on this channel. I love it. So today I am going to be reviewing or giving my reaction to The Haunting of Hill House, which is a TV show series that is on Netflix. This is a spoiler-free review for those of you that have been asking for spoiler reviews. If you guys would like me to do an entire review, I've been thinking about this in regards to movies and TV shows, that if you guys would like me to do a spoiler-free review and a spoiler review, which means that I would talk about the show openly, and if you had seen it, you could watch it and it wouldn't ruin it for you, or it would ruin it for you if you hadn't seen it, if that makes sense. So anyway, if you guys would like me to do 2 of each, I can do that. You know, I've been on BookTube for a long time, and over there I always do spoiler-free reviews because I don't want to ruin the book for anybody. So I'm going to ruin it for you. No, I'm not. This is a spoiler-free review if you want to if you're thinking about watching a show and you want to know if you should watch it. Yes, you should absolutely watch the show. The show is incredible. So I just want to tell you that on a scale of 1 to 5, I probably would give this TV show like a 4.85. I thought it was absolutely incredible, and I'm going to get in and talk a little bit about why I thought it was so incredible in a second. I want to say this before you get into it, before you start the show or whatever. There are a lot of YouTube videos and articles that are written talking about hidden ghosts in the show and the meaning behind The Haunting of Hill House and all this kind of stuff. And the videos are fantastic. I probably watched, I don't know, 10, 15 of them in the last 2 days because I finished it, I think, like 2 days ago. Late 2 days ago, and then I started watching the videos right away. Don't watch the videos until you finish the TV show. It will ruin it for you. If I can find the videos, I'll link a few of them below, but there were one that was like the top 5 most unseen ghosts or something in the show, and then it was a part 2 to that as well. Was so fantastically done, but I hadn't seen any of the ghosts that they were talking about in there, and I was talking to my best friend last night because she's watching it too, and she's like, oh, I saw that ghost, or oh, I saw that ghost. I'm like, how do I not see this stuff? So before we get into this, let me tell you a little bit of what it is about. I am just going to read it straight off of Wikipedia for you guys. The Haunting of Hill House is an American supernatural scary television series created by Mike Flanagan. It is loosely based on the 1959 novel of the same name by Shirley Jackson and premiered on Netflix. The first season consists of 10 episodes and was released on October 12th of 2018. Okay, so supernatural, paranormal, very scary. The reason I started watching this was my best friend had told me that she had seen in an interview or read somewhere that Stephen King said this was one of the scariest things he had ever seen. If you watch my videos on a regular basis, what you know is that I love scary movies. I love all kinds of scary movies. And so I love paranormal, any kind of ghost story, anything paranormal. You know, I've gone and done paranormal investigations. I'm probably going to be doing more of that on my main channel, Peter Monn. So last year I did one on a vlog for the Baumeister Mansion here in Indianapolis, and I'm planning on doing more haunted places in the Midwest because I have 2 friends of mine that love to do that, and I'm really, really excited. So when my friend told me about this, and she said that Steven Spielberg said it was the scariest thing he had ever seen. She also told me that people were like, they couldn't sleep at night and they were vomiting, they were so scared. Okay, I have to say, I never had that reaction, not once, in this TV show. But I was really excited about watching it. So I started watching it, and I probably watched 1.5 to 2 episodes a night. It took me, I would say, the better part of 4 to 5 days to, I don't know, 5 to 6 days maybe, to finish the series. My husband binge-watched the whole thing over a period of 2 to 3 days, I think. And my best friend, she binge-watched the whole thing in like a day. So it is one of those shows that you will start watching and not want to stop. It is literally that good. The scary part of it to me is really in the jump scares that happen. There are so many jump scares in this TV show, and it seems to happen more at the beginning than at the end as the TV show unfolds. It is written and developed so fantastically. Each episode at the beginning kind of goes and talks about one of the characters and their background story, and it kind of does that until you get to maybe the 3rd episode from the end. And like I said, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's about a family, and there are 5 children in the family, and the 2 youngest ones are twins. It's a brother and a sister, and it goes in and it talks about their family having lived in this supposedly haunted house called Hill House, and then they're leaving from there, and you see, it breaks it all down in the first episode, so I'm not ruining anything for you. You see them, you know, like, leave the house in the first episode. The thing is, you don't know why, right? But the story is so well done that it gives you suggestions as to why at the beginning. And it also, the main character, who is Steven, who wrote a book called The Haunting of Hill House, or is about Hill House, he is somebody that writes a lot about the paranormal, but he's the oldest brother and he doesn't believe in the paranormal. So a lot of the book, or a lot of the TV show, is about his kind of unconvincing. He believes it's all about mental health. And so there's this kind of dichotomy that goes back and forth throughout the TV show about being like, is it paranormal or is it mental health? And it's very interesting how the two play off of each other. The one thing I did not expect, I will tell you, is that I was bawling my eyes out the last 10 or 15 minutes of this TV show. Like, absolutely bawling my eyes out. I got really attached to the characters in this family. I fell in love with them over a period of time. They all change. They all have this fantastic change that occurs to them by what they've gone through together and separately. It isn't just a TV show about the paranormal, and I think that's what I expected going into it. I mean, the jump scares did not surprise me, but they did come out of nowhere. There's a couple of them that's like, like right in your face, and I just totally did not expect that at all. You know, there weren't really any episodes that I was bored of, and you know, often in a TV show, like especially if I binge watch it on Netflix, there will be an episode or two where I get kind of bored, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to watch this anymore. I didn't feel that way at all in this TV show. I will tell you, if you've watched Bloodline on Netflix, the family in this show, to some degree, resembles or reminds me of the family in Bloodline, just the inner workings of them and the sibling relationships and all this kind of stuff. The play back and forth between, so it goes back and forth between then and now, of when they lived in the house and now as adults, the children, and the play back and forth is fantastic. Henry Thomas from E.T., it plays the father when they're younger, and Carla, I think her name is Gugino. I love her so much. She was in Season of Miracles, which was a Hallmark movie way back, Christmas movie way back in the day, and she's been in Spy Kids and all kinds of stuff. She is so fantastic as a mother in this movie. And then, as they're older, oh shoot, why can't I think of it? It's Timothy Hutton. Timothy Hutton plays the father as they're older, and they have a very strange relationship with him based on their leaving the Hill House. It's very, very interesting. It isn't what you expect. And I think that was the scariest thing of all, was that a lot of, like, I was telling a friend of mine this the other day. They said, well, is it really, really scary? And I said, the thing that's so fantastic about this show is that they don't rely on special effects. They don't rely on, you know, I mean, the jump scares, okay, but they're appropriate. The jump scares, if you guys know what I mean, like, like that kind of, they're appropriate in the way that they're displayed. So there's always, like, a story behind the jump scare. It's not like it just happens for no reason, if that makes sense. But what I think is so scary about this is the music, or the lack thereof, or them walking around this house and the dark corridors and all of that. The ghosts and all of the people in it that are scary, it's all done through makeup and how they place them in certain places. That is what is so scary about it. And when you think about that in 2018, how fantastic it is that they weave this absolutely terrifying story, okay, based on location, lighting, and makeup. Like, it's incredible. Like, and there's not really any special effects that occur in this whole show. I mean, a few, but it's not like that. It's all about the buildup of the story, which is interesting then when you talk about it being loosely based on the Shirley Jackson novel, The Haunting of Hill House. And Shirley Jackson also wrote the short story The Lottery. I don't know if you ever read that. And I was actually supposed to read this book for the Spookathon, Readathon that I just did on BookTube, and I didn't actually end up reading that book. I read something else. But in watching, this won't ruin it for you, but in watching another video, all of the names of the characters in the book are based on Shirley Jackson's novel, which I thought was interesting. And there are so many Easter eggs in this that I didn't even know. And so Easter eggs are kind of like, you know, hidden symbols, hidden meanings within a thing. And even from some of the characters' previous work. And once you finish the show, go in and watch those videos on YouTube. I almost don't even want to link them right now, because I think if I do, all you have to do is get on the YouTube, and search out like Easter eggs or hidden ghosts or hidden symbols in The Haunting of Hill House, and probably 30 videos will come up, because I watched a bunch of them, and they're all so well done. They're so fun to watch. Since I've been doing this review stuff, I've been watching so many reviews, and there are so many fantastic people out there that are reviewing movies and TV shows. I mean, much better than I am. It's like film criticism. You will not be let down by watching this show. In fact, when I finished it the other night, I was kind of like, well, what do I watch now? Like, I don't know what to watch. So leave it in the comment section below what you think I should watch going forward. The characters were so fantastic. One of the things I want to say is that, because I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict, and I got sober when I was 22 and a half, the story of addiction is played out in this through one character. And it is so well done, because I always have a very watchful eye for this whenever they do, addiction storylines in TV shows and movies. I want to see if it's authentic, especially when you're talking about treatment or you're talking about 12-step programs. And it is done extremely authentically. In fact, there is one scene in this, and like I said, this won't ruin it, where a man is sharing in a 12-step meeting, and he is talking about a term of service that he did when he was in another country, and how he still has these images in his head of this girl. And when he is sharing it, it reminded me so much of several shares I've heard from people in 12-step meetings through the years. And it just was such a powerful moment. This guy, I don't know who he is. I didn't look up who he is, but this guy alone, for that 1 3-minute segment of the entire show, should win an award. I mean, he was fantastic just in that. The actors are so fantastic. And what's interesting to me is that most of these actors in here, with the exception of Timothy Hutton and Henry Thomas and Carla Gugino, or whatever her name is, I love her. I do, but I don't know many movies that she's been in besides the Christmas movie that I love and Spy Kids. But the other characters are less known. I mean, they've been on some other TV shows and some other movies, and I didn't know that. Like, I didn't recognize them until I was, like, watching these other videos, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's who that is. Or, oh, I didn't recognize them from that. But they're not, like, huge stars, and I think it plays to the story much better, because you can really, I think, create a relationship of your own with these characters, and it is scary. I will tell you, the one episode that really just... The thing is that it's not just scary, it's also like a fantastic story. Like, it's just such a great story about a family and the ways that they've been affected through the years. And so it's very intriguing from that point of view, too. A lot of people have asked me, like, would this show terrify me? I don't think it would. Like, I think on a scare factor, especially in context if you watch the whole thing, it's about a 3 out of 5. It's not super, super scary, I didn't think. But I watch a lot of, like, really... I guess it depends on what scares you, too, you know? But I watch a lot of really, really scary things, and it didn't terrify me. I was more intrigued by the story. I will say this, like, I don't know how they're going to do a second season unless they do, like, a complete spin-off, and it's a different storyline with this house, or, like, what happened before they moved in, or whatever. But going forward, I don't know how they're going to use the same characters and do a season 2, which was kind of a letdown for me, because I got so attached to the characters that after that I was, like, wanting to see, you know, another season. So, have you guys watched it? Did you like it? What did you rate it? Put what you rated it out of 5 in the comment section below. If you have watched it, go watch the YouTube videos. They're fantastic. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.